This video will guide you through the assembly process of the Hamilton. For this assembly you will need the following tools: Phillips screwdriver, a set of wrenches, box cutter, socket wrench, Allen wrench, tire pressure gauge. The first step is to remove the bike out of the box. Use the box cutter and cut along the indicated lines. Inside the box you should find the following: carrying case with mounting parts, charger, floor mat, nose cover, front wheel, fender screws, mirrors, kickstand with parts, bolt for steering column, axle, reflective tape, rain poncho, toolkit, and pedals. After removing the bike from the box, your bike should look close to the following. To install the kickstand, first remove the nuts and bolts attached. Line up the slots located on the bottom of the scooter and insert the bolts. Secure them with the nuts provided. Make sure to tighten the bolts with a socket wrench. Finish by latching the coil spring onto the frame and the other end onto the kickstand. Use a screwdriver for this step. To install the front wheel, you need a jack or sturdy platform that can support the weight of the bike. Begin by removing the nut and spacers on the axle. Remove the placeholder in between the brake caliper. Line up the front wheel with the brake caliper and ensure the brake disc is in between the brake caliper. Insert the front axle in the fork and the spacer in the brake disc. Push the axle up to the other side of the wheel. Place the second spacer in between the fork and rim and proceed to push the axle all the way through the fork. Tighten the axle with a socket wrench. Spin the front wheel to ensure it is secured. Locate the bolt for the steering column and insert it in the slot located in front of the bike. Secure it in place with the nut provided. Tighten the bolt with a wrench. Slide the nose cover in place. Secure it in place using the screws provided. Use an Allen wrench for the center bolt on the nose cover. You may now remove the jack or platform. To install the front fender, line up the fender with the slots located near the fork. Insert the bolts provided. Use an Allen wrench to secure them in place. Before checking the battery, insert the key to open the floor compartment. Lift the bar and remove the battery. Locate the wiring harness on the floor compartment. Plug the wiring harness into the battery as shown, and place the battery back in its position. Reposition the lock over the battery and lock it with the keys provided. Place the floor mat on top. To check the battery, use the keys provided and lift the bike seat to reveal the breaker switch. Turn on the breaker switch. To start your e-bike, insert the key in the ignition and turn. Test the motor by slightly turning the handlebars to activate the throttle. Charge the battery by plugging the charger to the port located in front of the seat and the other end to a 110 volt outlet. Pay attention to the indicator lights. Red means the battery is charging. Green means it is fully charged. The switches for the headlight, tail light, front and rear turn signals are located near the handlebars. Check to make sure the headlight and turn signals on the front are working. Make sure to check if the rear turn signals are working properly in addition to the brake lights. To install the carrying case, place it on the top of the rear rack. Line up the slots with the holes and insert the bolts provided. Underneath the rear rack, insert the mounting bracket in place and secure it with the nuts provided. Do the same for the other side. Remember to tighten all 4 bolts using a screwdriver and a socket wrench. Close the lid and the carrying case is installed. To install the mirrors, twist them in place on the handlebars. Tighten the nut with a wrench. Do the same for the other side. The last piece you'll need to install are the pedals. This bike does not have similar pedals. Check the markings on each pedal to determine which side they should go on. Twist the pedal in place and tighten it with a wrench. Do the same for the other side. Make sure to tighten both pedals with a wrench. Before you ride your e-bike, take 60 seconds to perform a quick check. Check the tread on the tires and use a tire pressure gauge to make sure your tires are at 40 psi. Check your brakes and brake lights by applying pressure on the brake levers. Then check your headlight, tail light, and both front and rear turn signals. Look out for any loose nuts and bolts and tighten them. And lastly, check the battery charge by inspecting the battery indicator on the dashboard. Once you've finished performing the 60-second check, you're ready to go. Remember to always wear a helmet and observe the rules on the road. Be safe out there. If you have any questions, visit us at www.daymac.com.